Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Buildertrend Learning Academy. My name is Benji. We are Breakthrough Academy, and this course is called Scaling to 10 Million and Beyond Project Management Systems for Rapid Growth Contractors. Thanks for tuning in today. We got a lot of great stuff planned for you. This is your no BS roadmap to better project management. So if you've never heard of Breakthrough Academy, we transform honest, hardworking contractors into well-balanced leaders and thriving entrepreneurs. We are partners of Buildertrend. We work with about 550 entrepreneurs, contractors, home builders, renovators, even developers. And what we do is we help them systemize their businesses for growth. We believe that North American society doesn't function without small businesses like yours. We also believe that contractors have been really underserved for a long time when it comes to getting access to good systems, good education, and learning how to build a business that scales, that is less stressful, that is more profitable, all of those good things. And so that is why we exist. Today's talk is really an amalgamation of the project management systems that we think help the most with our builders. Our core values are be real, genuinely care about people, and embrace the journey. And as you can see on the right, the impact that we have is pretty remarkable. Altogether, our businesses do about 1.9 billion in revenue. And the average member increases their top line by 26% after a year in the program, and they increase their bottom line by 43% after a year in the program. A big part of how we're able to do that is building better project management systems, which we're going to get into today. A little bit about me. My name is Benji. I host the Contractor Evolution podcast, which you can check out on every platform every Wednesday. We do short, value add, really high quality episodes with industry experts, high performing entrepreneurs, and a whole bunch of other smart people. And our goal there is to really unpack the systems, skill sets, tactics that you need to grow your business. So if you're looking for a new listen, a new drive time podcast to check out, I'd really encourage you to do that. Enough about me. Let's get into this session. When we do courses like this, we love to give away free stuff. So I believe somewhere in this interface that you're on, you're going to see little download links to access all the stuff we're talking about today. Ideas are the easy part, right? It's one thing to talk about systems. It's another thing to actually implement them and get them in place so that they make a difference. We're going to send you home with this bundle, which will save you hours and hours of implementation time. So do yourself a favor and check those out. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to build anything from scratch. We've done it all for you. Now, the purpose of this course is to share the industry-proven project management systems for faster projects, happier customers, and higher net profits. I'd like for you by the end of this to understand the 4 core project management systems. And not only that, you leave with the direction and templates needed to enhance your project management right away. So a little bit of an outline we're going to go through, okay? We're going to talk about some red flags, right? Some symptoms, some signs that you might be seeing in your business that would suggest your PM infrastructure isn't as strong as it ought to be. If you're experiencing one or more of those red flags, we've got 4 core systems to address them. We're going to talk about employment agreements to define the role of your project manager. We're going to talk about GSR dashboards to hold tension to those results and really drive them to hit their goals, produce excellent projects with happy customers. We're going to talk about project communication plans for all stakeholders. How do you make sure that your people, your PMs, are having the right meetings with the right people at the right time with the right agenda? Just because people talk a lot doesn't mean that any effective communication is happening. And then we'll talk about project status updates for ongoing oversight. So these would be your recurring bi-weekly or monthly check-ins with the client to make sure that they know what's going on. Change orders are caught. Scope creep is addressed, changes to the budget are communicated, and it saves you a whole bunch of headaches later on. We'll also talk about the personality traits of great project managers, so what to look for when you're recruiting and hiring one. And then lastly, we'll talk about how to implement this all into your business. As I said before, save yourself some time. Check out our resources. You'll be glad you did. I'm going to read you a little blurb here that I think will set context around the rest of this conversation. It's something we wrote for a blog post actually with Buildertrend not long ago, and I think it just describes the root issue well. So here's the scoop. In construction and trades, the terms project management and project manager have become somewhat watered down. If they're being real with you, most PMs will tell you behind the fancy title and the company truck, they're essentially just a professional firefighter, doing their best with what they have, but more often than not, running from one fire to the next. Project managers in title, but not in practice. If this scenario resonates with you, you're in the right place because the principles of project management are universal. You can use them to organize your kids' carpool, or you can use them to build a $2 billion airport terminal expansion. It's a system, it's a science, it's a craft to be mastered, not just something you slap on a business card because it looks good to the client. While these principles have been absorbed and implemented in a whole host of other industries, they've not made their way into the businesses of most small to medium-sized contractors. Look to manufacturing, aerospace, big tech, oil and gas, just to name a few. And you'll see they follow a set of guiding principles and best practices that allow them to complete projects of unimaginable scope and complexity on time and on budget. To put it another way, if NASA's project management systems were as unsophisticated as the ones used on 95% of the job sites in North America, we'd never have made it into orbit, let alone put a man on the moon. So that's the idea, guys. Project management is a craft. It is a science. It's something that you can learn. There are best practices. There are systems to put in place. And in construction, we've just not learned them as quickly as we should have. And so that might be a little bit of a reality bomb, a little bit of a truth telling. But it is what it is. And the good news is these are all very, very solvable problems. So here's something I want you to think about before we move into the next section of this course. Why aren't your projects consistently on time and on budget? What do you think's going on there? What's the root issue? Is it a people problem? Is it a systems problem? Is it a client problem? Is it weather? Is it supply chains? Give that a think and hold that front of mind as we move into the next module of this course, and I'll see you there.